absolutely amazing. Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've come in search of Tawny Owl, inspired by a trip to the butterfly house nearby to my home. Yesterday there was a rescued Tawny Owl there. I got a pretty nice portrait shot of it. Up here a second, because these are the sort of trees that I'm looking for, I think. You can see, I can just turn you round, and little crooks like this, not so much this one because it's quite an upright branch, but the branches that are more level are the perfect daytime perches for barn owl. Not barn owl, Tawny Owl. So yeah, I've come in search of Tawny, inspired by yesterday's trip, because I got a rather nice portrait shot of one. So we're going to see what we can find. Hopefully I get lucky. You may recognise the location. I've come here before. This is a fantastic place for woodpecker. Yeah, it's obviously plenty on offer today. Just a case of whether I can seek it out, I guess. So, with my plan for the morning, I will catch up with you guys, hopefully when I've found something. Slightly foggy morning again. Hearing countless. I've only come about 200 yards. That's 3 sort of mouse or vole squeaks that I've heard just in this left side of bracken and brambles. I really need to keep my eyes peeled for anything running across the path, so I'm going to leave you here for a bit. I will be concentrating more on the photography side rather than the filming side today. But if I see something at the minute, I think I've still not got the light to be able to do anything with stills. You might just get a little bit of footage of a mouse running across my feet, hopefully. Okay, so confession. This is not the woodland. Left my camera strap on the floor. This isn't the woodland, it is adjacent to it. But I can never resist coming out onto the heath. I love the little heathland birds apparently. You get stonechat, skylark. I think you get yellowhammer here as well. There's linnet, stuff like that. And I've just come across my very first woodlark. Got a few nice images of it. Tried different backgrounds, different colorations. It took me a while to ID it, to be honest. It looked like a female reed bunting from afar, but I thought it was a little bit out of place. They usually like a little bit of water, of which there isn't on here. But yeah, it's always a good place for a potential barn owl in the early morning. It's also good for kestrel in the daytime. And just as we're in between those hours, I thought I'd come and give it a try. I can never really pass it up, to be honest. Last time I was here in March, I got a fox coming straight towards me. I got a photo. That was my first time back out with the camera since, oh God, before August last year. I think it was probably a year. Nearly, I think it was about 9 months before I'd come out with the camera. So I was way out of practice. I'd lost all but muscle memory of how to work a camera, especially because I've got the Sony a6400, and I only got that. Oh God, what was it? What would it be now? 2022, I think. So I'm still learning the techniques with that camera. So coming back after a 9 month break was like, just I felt like a beginner. But I digress. Yeah, so I've come up onto the heathland. No fox yet, still early, but I've seen a distant roe deer. I think it was a doe. I was going to try and catch up with it, and then got distracted by the woodlark. So I'm going to go now and see if I can catch up with it. The best thing is I found it's a good perspective to have is if you don't know many bird song, if you're sort of a beginner in bird song at least. I mean, I'd say I'm a little bit above beginner. I'm an intermediate birder, but I'm not great on the bird song. But if you learn enough songs that become familiar to you, when you hear an unfamiliar sound, you know you've almost certainly got a new bird. Unless it's a great tit, of course, and then they just make all manner of different noises. Kind of spoil the game for you. But yeah, it's easy once you've got some key species down. So you've got your robin, your blackbird, your dunnock, your goldfinch, your finches, I guess, like your green gold and your chaffinch. Everything else becomes a little bit more unusual when you hear it. So you're like, oh, what's that? It just makes it easier to pick out. One that I'm currently noticing I'm learning more and more. Got the deer, kind of. Very distant, facing away from me. But there's a little bit of footage at least. Yeah, as I was saying, one of the birds that I'm currently starting to pick up on is the blackcap. It's very. I know the reed warbler song. It's a dead giveaway. You hear reeds. You within reeds. You hear a warblerish song. It's going to be a reed warbler. If it's more scratchy, it's going to be a sedge. But yeah, I'm picking up on the warbler sounds more and more. The blackcap in particular. So, but those unusual and unfamiliar sounds do become more and more familiar the more you pick them out. Like the other day, we had our first linnet on the garden. Kind of sounds like a goldfinch, but you can tell that it's slightly different. So I looked for it got the binoculars and looked for it, and it was a linnet. So you know it's different. But yeah, that's a good lesson. Learn your familiar birds, and your unfamiliar birds will show themselves. But But with that, I'm going to try and see if I can stalk this road here, see if I can get some better images. Catch you guys in a little while. Let's just round in the corner, doubling back on myself from a place where I know that Tawnies sometimes hang out, and I found it in a new tree, just in a little hole. I'll show you the back of the camera. Look at that! Stunning. Absolutely amazing. It's weird because this forest is always loud, but at the same time it's been quite quiet this morning. I've not found much in the way of things to photograph. I was sort of starting to run out of hope that I would find what I've come looking for, but it's paid off finally. So I'm going to try and spend a little bit of time here, try and get a few different types of shots. I know it's only in one place, it's not likely going to move, but even so, there's some angles that I can try here. I can get some foreground in, I can try and get some bark of the tree in front of me, the birch tree. Unfortunately, it's a tree that's sat in front of the sun, so it's not being lit by the morning sun. That's a bit of a shame because the other spot is perfect for golden hour light. But yeah, I'm so pleased I found it. One of the things that I've said to myself for these future videos coming is I want to try and portray my mood a little bit more. I know I'm not a natural in front of the camera, you might be able to tell that. Might be pretty obvious, but I've just realised none of this is attached to my microphone in my pure excitement. But yeah, I need to portray my mood a lot better. I know my recent video at least, maybe the ones before it have been a little flat in mood, and that couldn't be further from the truth. When I come out, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. I suppose I try and keep a flat tone so that it's audible, because I try to keep quiet. I don't like to talk too much, I don't like to talk too loud because of scaring potential wildlife away. My fieldcraft is rusty anyway, so the last thing I want to do is flush stuff that I wouldn't normally have flushed, even though it's quite a high chance of flushing that stuff at the minute for me. But yeah, this hopefully my mood will come across in this, because I'm just so pleased that I found it. So yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of time here now and try and get some nice footage. Maybe the odd wink. The sun's just starting to peek out now. I'm going to try and see if I can get side lit. I think it's going to be difficult. So let's see what we can get. Fantastic. So I've just come and sat under this amazing oak tree for my final cuppa of the morning, and a few more custard creams. I've got wrens calling all around me. I say that, it's gone quiet now, but I've been able to get some really good isolated footage, I think. So yeah, that's going to be nice. My favourite bird song is the wren. going to be, hopefully that comes out quite well. I stuck the microphone on the camera for it, so fingers crossed. I am in an open access area. I can just see one beautiful looking longhorn, English longhorn cow approaching me, so I'm going to make a move before it gets too close. Don't want to spook it, and I'm not too confident around cows. Sure, they're not an issue. Longhorns tend to be quite placid, but yeah, the age-old saying that they can sense your fear. Whether it's true or not, I'm not one to wait around and find out. So yeah, I'm going to make a move and see if we can get any more owls. I've passed a few nice dead oaks with holes in them again, but nothing yet. But there's a myriad of different sounds around me. I can hear stock dove. There's a robin alarm calling in the background, which is intriguing. But yeah, I think I can hear a buzzard up in the sky as well. Yeah, it's a nice little place, this bit. So yeah, let's see what else we can find. So would you believe I've just done an entire piece to camera, didn't turn the mic on. That piece was about me not being so great in front of the camera. It's a work in progress. Yeah, perfect example, not in practice. But yeah, as I was saying, I've recently listened to a podcast by Ray Hennessy. He's the host. I think it's a wildlife photo podcast or chat, something like that. You can find it on iTunes, all the normal live streaming stations, I guess. He's also on YouTube. He did a podcast with Steve Mattheis, who's also a wildlife photographer and turned YouTuber. And Steve was saying how he's not a natural in front of the camera. He got approached to do pieces to camera and didn't like the idea of his voice. Didn't like his sound of his own voice, I guess. It's a little bit like me, that. That podcast really rang true to me. It was very comforting to know that someone who has got such a good following in Steve is of a similar, cut from the same cloth, I guess you could say. Yeah, he prioritises stills over film, which is also true for me. And I struggle in front of the camera, but I know maybe scripting would be a little better suited to me. I'm good at writing, I would say. I used to do blog posts before I did vlogs, and they were always quite well written. And I could easily do that and do a voiceover of the video. The only trouble is I know how much voiceover video relies on B-roll. It's very B-roll heavy, and with prioritizing stills and having very limited time out in nature, that side of the voiceover is not so appealing to me. So I don't know. It's something to think about in the future. I might try one video in the next few videos to do it, see what I can do. But yeah, the B-roll is so important and so laborious at the same time. But yeah, it's hard not being used to filming yourself, I guess. I've never really done public speaking either, so I can't even fall back on that. I suppose like my only thing that I need to try and concentrate on is seeing you guys behind the camera. Like talking into a camera for me is super awkward. So maybe I need to change my mindset a little bit. I don't know. Just food for thought. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys here. I think it's a good time to end the video. I have a few clips to show after this. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this morning. The morning I've got some brilliant footage of the wren. Hopefully got some nice photos. Hopefully they turn out okay as well, of the woodlark. And the most important thing is, for once, I got what I came for, which was the Tawny Owl. Super nice treat that. Last few videos, or even attempts at videos that are never going to see the light of day, were a little bit lackluster in that regard. So yeah, with that, I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm seriously contemplating putting in an counter. I know I do it a lot, and I'm sorry if it bugs you. It definitely bugs me in post processing when I have to try and decide whether I've got to cut some out. My favourite being the but yeah, I'll catch you guys again soon. Bye.